Y'all, being angry, sad, frustrated is not enough. If you want to shift power, you need to get organized. Y'all, as you can see, we're going to jump into a case study today with none other than the conservative political strategist, Christopher Rufo. Now, we'll have another conversation or another day on how the right side are called political strategists, but usually on the left, they're called organizers. But that's another conversation for another day. Christopher Rufo, if you don't know him, became even more popular during the very public resignation of Dr. Claudine Gay, the former president of Harvard University. Now, y'all, this is going to be a little spicy of a case study. We featured Christopher Rufo as a political strategist this week, and some folks reached out and said, "Hey, I can't believe you're doing this." Let me tell you why. As an organizer, you need to remain curious and learn from both sides. No matter your values, no matter if there's difference, there's still things to learn. So let's see what we can learn from Christopher Rufo. Now, as you take a look at this article is in Politico, and he sits down with this journalist, writer, and it's a really transparent interview on the strategy and thought behind his approach to pushing for Dr. Claudine Gay's resignation. So let's get into it. So whenever you get a chance, read this entire article. It is really telling. But let's first start out here. Here you can see it talks about how he says, none of this happened by accident. Christopher Rufo talks about how it was a successful strategy for the political right and how he worked the media to exert pressure through a sequence of campaigns. Why is this important to read this here? In organizing, we teach about the world as it is and the world as it should be, and how to move from the world as it is to the world as it should be. We need to understand power and we need to understand relationships. Too often, we get stuck in the world as it should be. And we get stuck there hoping for change, saying what should be, saying what we want, but we don't know how to get there. We don't know how to move power to get there. We need to have a clear North Star when it comes to building political strategy, when it comes to organizing in order to get there. And what does that even mean? We need to have a clear ask. Now, when we say, "Oh, we want to create equitable institutions," but what does that look like? How much will that cost? Who's the key decision maker? You'll get into the weeds. Again, if you're angry, that's not enough. If you're sad, that is not enough. If you want political change, we need to get organized. So let's go deeper into it. And one of the next questions talks about going behind and even deeper into that political strategy. So we talked about the world as it is and the world as it should be. Now let's go deeper into power. Christopher Rufo has a strong understanding of power. In this next question, he talks about three key elements: narrative, financial, and political pressure. In organizing, we teach that power is organized money and organized people. You could be dang sure that Christopher Rufo had organized money that were pressuring people to pressuring funders to pull out of Harvard. He also had the political pressure of different electeds, and he also had that narrative. In organizing, the narrative is also important as a strategy. What are you communicating? We teach to control the narrative, control the outcome. Too often we think if we just have a heartfelt story, if I just talk about growing in poverty, if I just talk about the inequities of a Black woman, if I just talk about the things that, that should matter to you, then X will change. Y'all, that's not enough. It can frustrate some, it can make you even more angry, but data and all of those things aren't enough. You have to organize. And when you don't, you get out organized. So I want to encourage you to read the rest of this article. Being right isn't the same thing as having political strategy. Walking in the streets protesting isn't the same thing as having political strategy. Wanting change isn't the same thing as organizing for change. Y'all, I hope you learned something from this article. Christopher Rufo, conservative political strategist, who talks about utilizing methods from the left to push his North Star of eliminating DEI in every institution in America. So if you're frustrated about this, what are you going to do to organize about this? Y'all, Charlene Mack, founding CEO at 2541. And here, y'all, at 2541, our goal is to unleash the power of over 200,000 families in the next 5 years. If you're interested in people power and you want to shift from angry to organize, or sad to organize, or even happy to organize, click this newsletter and subscribe. Thank you all. Have a blessed rest of the day.